Beloved brothers and sisters, welcome, 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 welcome to this transmission. So my body's already in overwhelm of the energy signature that's about to come through. So if you have not received one of these transmissions before, please, I am Geeia Ariati. I have been assigned the role of Oracle for the 144. The 144 is not a number, it is a DNA strand, and the beyonds are the genetic modifications of the human vessel to hold a higher frequency of that which I am. I am of sound heart and sound mind, and if you are to listen to any of these transmissions that I'm doing, please be aware of your current surroundings, that they can activate spontaneous Kundalini awakenings, visionings, and that you can have a DNA move through your field in a way that it has yet to be moved, pending where you are and your vibrational alignment and having an open heart at the time. So please do not listen to these transmissions whilst driving or in a place of where you require focus for safety reasons and for those in your direct experience. So when you're landing in, taking 3 deep breaths and allowing your heart and your being to fully come into the opening of what is to be shared. I am coming to you from Ubud in Bali, Indonesia, and I am here because of a very specific directive of Source. I'm not here for a holiday. I'm not here for any other reason. That my awareness is that I needed to leave Australia in service to humanity, and that I am unsure of when I will be returning back to those lands, and I am under direct communion with Spirit and where Spirit's speaking. And the reason for this is based on some of the challenges that are in our forefront and what is to come for the earth and for humanity. We're already starting to see some of these moments in time that are creating quite a disruption to our human cognitive mind. And I am speaking to you currently from my monadic self, and I am aware that the transmission needs to come through from the clear point of Source directive, and so I will go into direct channel shortly, and you can receive the directive direct from the Council of One, of which I am a member, but this is a council of evolved beings that are here to assist the human race with the evolvement into a more high vibrational alignment. And as we are aware, the earth is evolving regardless, and how that earth movement is depends on multiple aspects of chakra alignment, and the earth's realignment has taken place, and now there's a solidification. And so what that means for you is that whatever you grounded in over the eclipse is important to stay focused on your grounding and staying present within your own being, because your body is a reflection of the earth's body. So if you're aligning yourself up to your highest frequency, that assists her to stay in alignment with her highest current frequency. And what will be taking place is the words that want to come through. So I'm still resisting this myself. My human does not desire to be speaking into these things and being the bearer of truth, yet it is my assignment to do so. There is a mission attack that is taking place against the light beings that have anchored specific frequencies into the earth. And so when we look at polarity and we look at universal truth, you have high levels of light. You are going to attract extreme levels of darkness until you've learned to come into the unification of self in the center of the being. So a lot of star seeds and bringers of change, the 144, are still in ascension, and and there's still a level of bypassing that is taking place. And if you're in a point of bypass and you're just in your high frequencies, out of your body and in your higher chakra systems, you're going to attract your anchor, a polarized expression. And that's teaching you to see the aspects of yourself. So, some of these experiences, if we can look at them from the most neutral point as possible, is that the polarized expression of yourself is showing you how to purify into your authentic nature and into your truth. And so these divine counterparts, they are divine counterparts. They're showing you your own divinity, but it may mean that you're going through the trenches of the underworld, hell, and into the descended consciousness to see yourself and to initiate yourself through that. Or you have an opportunity to choose through the light of illumination, of truth, of source. And so there's really 2 points of choosing. You've got, well, you've still got bypass. So there's 3. You've got the true way, the middle way. You've got the bypass, or you can descend and learn until you reconnect to source through the descension process. None are right, none are wrong, but they do definitely have a ripple effect on humanity. If you are watching, please make sure that you comment so that there's comments in the message box below. This allows for other people that will resonate to this information to be able to receive and to activate into more deepening of themselves. And so I do ask, if it feels true for you, to exchange your energy in this space so that I can continue to show up for those that are ready to receive me and get my message, or the message, because it's definitely not my message, out to humanity. All right. So, in the receivership of this, please take the time to drop into the space of connectivity by closing your eyes. This will be an educational transmission, and it will share some of the insights of what's to come. This may be uncomfortable, but it will also bring insight to what some of you may be asking recently. What is going on here? My request could not be received. I'm just going to double check my internet because there's no comments and there is no comments. Am I live on Facebook, or am I talking to myself? Beautiful. I am live on Facebook. I am not talking to myself. All right, so dropping in now. Closing the eyes down, and we're taking 3 deep breaths together. Breathing into the heart space and allowing yourself to be present, open, and allow your receptivity, knowing that in this space you are completely held, protected, and safe, and that my energetic support team is shielding you from any outside sources. That my magnetic self and the torus field that I be in connection with source is encompassing and connecting with yours. And the connectivity of source energy is allowing for all that is to be received for you, through you, for all. So taking 3 deep breaths, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And just allowing yourself to go into receiving. So connected. What some of you are currently experiencing is the recognition of the energy between words, between what is being spoken, what is being told to you, that you are witnessing the world around you from a new lens. The lens shift that occurred in the shift of management of the birthing portal into the Earth's environmental expression, or this reality, in the shift that occurred on what you are calling the eclipse. What took place was a change in the guardianship of the birthing portal into this reality. To move through and be a part of the human experience, you must move through this birthing portal. This is an opportunity for those to experience and be of service, and then also the awareness that this has been effectively owned by a specific set of beings or consciousness, and that there has been rules that have been created that are not aligned with universal truth in this galaxy. And as many of you have made sacrifice to be here in service, you gave up a part of yourself to journey into this experience through this birthing portal, in which you made exchanges to the reptilian and draconian consciousness. You gifted a part of your essence, a part of your chi, or some of your abilities through a contract. You have effectively been used as a vessel for both agendas as you forget who you are. Why we are expressing this as an importance is what you are about to witness and see in mass levels of destruction on your planet. Is that when you made your way into the human experience through this birthing portal, you gifted in exchange through either total awareness of what you were doing at the time in the forgetting, or the unknown that you would have amnesia of who you were, that you gave a part of your expression of consciousness to an agenda. You sold yourself to the devil, per se, or you gave up in sacrifice for the greater good. And so many of you have your abilities that are entrapped into consciousnesses that are not aligned with your true essence and the truth of who you be. You have lost access to parts of your own feeling, parts of your own abilities, your telepathic communication, and the essence of the evolved consciousness that came into this experience to assist humanity. The beings of the 144 have a genetic mutation or manipulation in the vessel. This genetic mutation takes place on conception. This is a genetic modification for the vessel to be able to hold a higher frequency, ascended consciousness, to be grounded into this reality, to be of service, and to remember the abilities that they came here to ground in and assist the human consciousness. Human beings and the bringers of change do not hold the same genetic coding. There are mutations and there are many different deformities that you may see in one who holds extra genetics. The reason for the extra genetic coding is that you have a capacity to receive frequency at a higher ability. Nothing different to what you're witnessing here with this conduit that has had multiple genetic modifications to be able to be an expression of pure source frequency into word. This is not normal for the human race. This takes many, 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 many years to evolve into. And so those that are receiving this transmission have an awareness that they are not like the other beings on this planet, and it is not that they are better or worse, but there is an extreme need to know at this point in time about the genetic modifications that has taken place in your vessel to provide you with the ability to see and to create from magic, or from a vibratory expression of something that is superhuman. The genetic modifications that have taken place within the human vessel hold inversions, but they also hold an ability to hold an ascended expression of frequency. And so the vessel has been attacked as a way to suppress the remembrance. You have different devices, implanted thought forms, holograms, mutated cells. You have been abducted by beings that are of a ability to assist your vessel from frequency into physical form. And so the abduction idea is not that you leave this physical reality, but you leave your physical body, and your light body or your consciousness is moved into different time-space continuums to be genetically upgraded and then placed back into your physical anatomy. The subliminal programming that takes place through your TVs, your Wi-Fi, your 5G towers, through your water systems, through the entities of your vaccines, and through many other forms of manipulation. You have been affected on an energetic representation. Eventually, that energetic representation comes into the solid organic matter. And so you have been infiltrated with AI consciousness and archon energies and copied inversions of that of which you may even be. And there is a shadow representation that has been placed in you that you think is you. The amount of mutation and manipulation that has taken place is beyond what most of you have the capacity to receive. Your physical vessel is more of a machine than it is of a living creature. Your physical vessel holds specific circuitry system. Pending where you are on your journey will depend how your circuitry is wired. The wiring of what is within your energy field is important for recognition of your service. What you came here encoding is effectively a computer chip that's been programmed into your organic matter. You are half organic and half AI. And what this means is that when you separate from your source connection, source being organic, AI being inorganic or not of God, you are at the effect of the agendas at play. It is more important now than ever to be connected to your heart, to be connected to your authentic nature and the source truth, to be grounded in presence, and to not allow the shadow or the ego consciousness of separation that has been created to take control of your being. Because we are at a point in the evolution where when you move into that point of separation, you are used for the agenda. So every time that you speak illy in a place of separation, you're not only speaking illy in a place of trauma or an aspect of yourself that is unhealed, you are also an extremely powerful being that came here to evolve the planet. And now there is access into your energetic system that has taken hold, and you are used as a weapon of destruction. You are used to send psychic attack through the ether. You are used to detour one off their path. From your human lens, it appears that you are just in a trigger, that you're just activated, that you're just angry. But you have multiple layers of consciousness, and you are not just human. You have parts of your consciousness being that unless you have accessed and met and owned and solidified, that you are creating the very thing that you do not desire to bring into the world. Since the eclipse, the bringers of change have chosen. They have been choosing in the ripple effect after, in the last wave of those that have moved on from the eclipse energy. And those beings that are still in a point of choosing either ascension, descension, or truth have an opportunity in this moment, if you are receiving this, to choose what is aligned with your sacred heart. The path of truth is the path of Christ. The path of truth is being in devotion to God, Source Creator. The path of ascension is love and light. It is just as distorted as the descension of the demonic or draconian consciousnesses that rule your planet. There is no right or wrong way, but there is a way of how would you like to experience the evolution and the change. Either way, your vessel, if you are not connected to Source, can and will be used by those that know how to. Because you're an advanced piece of machinery. Your vessel holds circuitry systems that can be used to create mass devastation or mass creation. As you recognize in this moment where you sit, have you chosen your source directive? Have you decided that you are staying here on the planet? Have you met your choice points? Have you already lined yourself up to that frequency, to your highest timeline? Or are you still dancing in distraction, disassociation, busyness, confusion? These aspects will determine your own life trajectory from here on. By not choosing, you are choosing. And when you don't choose, your lack of sovereignty means that you are entrapped. This is uncomfortable. This is the truth. Without the ability to choose from sovereign knowing, you will either create more love or evil into the world. It is that simple. What are you creating and what do you want to be in service to? The reality of what's to come is that this separation point has become more active within your energy field. And so those that have chosen to spiritually bypass are smashing themselves deep into descended consciousness. This is where mental illness, instability, covert narcissism, overt narcissism, and levels of extreme shadow in physical reality will start to play out. Anyone who's witnessed a narcissist's eyes change know that the person or the human being that they were looking at is no longer there, and it is an empty, vacated vessel to be used in whatever way is true for the being working through it. What you will see is what you're already seeing. Mass murder does not take place in beings that have source light. It is not possible. This will happen in many ways, and what will happen is the extreme poles will be in the experience. And so where you have a vessel that has been vacant of light, you will have levels of descended consciousness working through it, and that vessel will be attracting a being of high expression of light frequency that has not chosen to ground into their reality. And so you might say that you will see angels and demons at play. You will see a spiritual warfare in physical human form. And it'll be one of the first times on this planet that you will see in such drastic, profound ways of what you've experienced in the ether, in physical form. how to allow yourself to move through this is to be very aware of it. To be aware that what you have come to know in your meditation, in your practice, in your research, in ancient history, in the multidimensional expressions, everything that you have come to experience in your medicine journeys, those profound moments of insight are now manifesting in your physical reality. The lining up from frequency into matter, the manifestation of all that we have come to remember. That, at this point in time, is not a very pretty sight. And it's going to be extremely confronting for many of you. Not only will you see the extreme levels of demons and angels in human form playing out their roles in this reality, overrun by AI, holograms, and other programming, you will start to recognize and witness that the chakra points are making their new alignment to the rainbow frequency of the earth. What this means is that their current locations, which are not the original locations that many believe they are to be, are moving at a very fast, rapid trajectory for the tipping of the poles. And this shift from the north to the south pole and the transition of the rotation of the earth means that there is going to be a portal of energy, being that of a chakra system, moving through your platelets, your grid lines, your ley lines, the meridians of the chakra will move from one point to its new location, and it will be moving at a very fast rotational pull. This will, no matter how evolved the collective consciousness becomes, cause destruction to the earth. It's transformation. At the current present moment, there is a awareness that certain parts of the earth are shifting faster than others, and this is based on the pockets of human beings that are in each location. As the new chakra system is placed into its new trajectory, there are beings that are of service that came here, aka you, the bringers of change, that have gathered into certain parts of the land to assist the chakra realignment and the new positioning. This new location that will take place is already underway, and yet the elements of what you will witness within the inner earth in the transition to allow for this will be commencing within the next 2 weeks. This is not to be fearful, but more to be prepared. What is your aligned source connection telling you? As a being that came here to be of assistance in this shift, this very moment of time, you were born for this, not anything else, no matter what your human says. You came here to help the earth shift. This is that shift. It has arrived. So what is needed for you to ensure that you meet your directive? What is required for you to assist the chakra realignment and to support the pockets of land Riasatakaria Shutukuandiani, Deatiarianai, Seriakiarianai, Diasariandianai, Toandianai, no, Deathandianai, Toandianai, Deatatakandianai. Just having some technical difficulties. Diasariandianai, Diasariandianai. How long was that off? Variakoriandianai, Totokoyandianai, Rasariasatiandianai. Can someone just send me can someone Miateandianai? So I don't drop out too much of this channel. Can someone Riatatiana put a comment how long the sound was gone for, or did I pick it up straight away? Off for a long time. Great. So it's been muted for a while, but you guys all hung around. That's interesting. 10 minutes, as if you sat here for 10 minutes listening to music. So why? Just keep going. Just taking 3 deep breaths. Whatever reason, technology decided to do its thing. Whoever stayed would have received those codes telepathically. So I would trust that what was missing in word is received through vibration, and that you received exactly the information that was required for you. All right. One of the disadvantages of having your eyes closed. This was not an accident. That all of these experiences that you experience as human beings shows you a lesson deeper than what your human cognitive mind likes to realize. What you are witnessing here is the very thing that we were speaking into. Those that chose to stay chose devotion. Those that chose to stay chose to listen deeply to their heart of source. Those that returned were able to redirect themselves from the path of distraction of ego into the path of alignment with their sacred heart. This is what is required at this time, is that when these slowness opportunities present themselves, how still and quiet can you be to listen deeper? Because at this point, the depth of your choice matters. So what we were speaking through in the ether was exactly what played out. The words that as you choose, others have the opportunity to choose. As you listen, others have the opportunity to listen. As the directive is shown, others can see the direct path forward. The ripple effect. This allows for you to move beyond human mind. This allows you to listen, so that when you are present, that you know exactly where you are and need to be. so that when you choose to be on the location that is provided for you for the sacred land, the grids, the DNA activation, and the transmutation in a profound moment of shifting, and the ripple effect of this for beings that have already done the work in a different form, like the conduit who is speaking to you. As the separation point becomes less, the transmutation and the purification becomes more fast, rapid, quick. That is what the North and the South Poles flip is. It's a moment where enlightenment or attainment, purification, remembrance is possible. It's where you are able to meet your authentic self. But you have choice in these moments. These moments allow for you to choose to surrender, to deep listening, to trust, to knowing, or to allow the other aspects of what is within you take control, the not of you. The truth that your ego is not you. Ego is just one consciousness of separation. The ego construct is the karmic creation. There are many forms of consciousness that are not you, that were not created by you, that are in you and that you hear. Yet, you don't need the fancy ways of changing your vessel or changing your thoughts. All you require to do is to sit, listen, and witness, to expand your viewpoint and your lens so that you have the capacity to feel into alignment, resonance, and truth. You don't need to be able to do what is taking place here. You don't need to be able to transcribe information from all directions. You just need to come into the sacred whispers of your heart. You will be guided moment by moment, listening deeply moment by moment. One word, one feeling, one vision at a time. If the anxiety, the angst, the fear, and all of the devastation and the fears of what's to come are overriding your energy field, then you are going to miss the message. The message is still, quiet, until you can hear it, even with the noise around you. How do you create the stillness? The locations of specific points around your world are holding high frequency vibrations. These locations are not only the targeted locations, but they are also the locations that will assist the realignment of the Earth Chakra. So these targeted expressions will meet destruction and new life. These may be referred to as some of the most spiritual places around the world. And where there is extreme light, there is extreme dark, even if you don't see it. That you live in. This is exactly, just checking my microphone. This is exactly what is required for transmutation. If you can envision the extreme spiritual places of light, they are overridden with demonic and satanic consciousness through the lands, through the people, through the buildings. through the technology. To transmute, there is an offering of a vibrational shift during the tipping point. You have a choice to purify. Every being on this planet has a choice to choose source at any time, and this is a mass opportunity or awakening. If this choice isn't made, then the destruction points will be created. To ease the destruction we choose. To ease the pain of humanity that does not understand what is moving through them, that are going to be in shock, trauma, and confusion. We require ourselves to recognize this so that we can stay anchored in love, compassion, and kindness. These specific points of location, what would be helpful is for you to recognize if you are in one. If you are listening to this, my bet is you are. And start to see where the shadows are at play in your reality. Where is the extreme light? And where is the extreme dark? And how can you alchemize it through choice into a more unified expression? How can you assist so that there isn't pockets of light that are left on the planet and mass collapse of other consciousness? We are ascending into a fifth dimensional way of being, and that means mass purge. But it doesn't have to mean mass death. The reduction of the amount of loss of life is possible, and that's individually based. You, here, listening to this, are the most powerful beings on the planet. What you choose through sovereign choice affects the amount of loss of life that will be seen. You are that powerful, and you are that responsible. And it is up to you and me to make these changes. It's not by doing it outside of your own inner reality. It's about listening to your own source directive. The whispers. To get out of mind and to alchemize in the coherence of your heart's octave and your spirit essence. There you will see exactly where you need to be. There you will see your timeline forward. There you will know in resonance, and there is no need to worry of what will unfold. But what is here now is to see spiritual war in your reality and to start to make the choices to alchemize and change the direction of your own frequency to assist the transmutation of the earth. All right. Although we had 10 minutes of silence, trusting that that was received in the way that it needed to be received, I will be putting this transmission on YouTube with a nice space cut out. If you feel the resonance to this information, and if you understood what was coming through and all of the information in between the words. That is one of the important things around these transmissions, is to understand the information between the words. A lot of this information is coded. It is brought through as a way to open and activate your cells and your spirit and your source energy so that you see, so that you receive, so that your conduit abilities guide you. So you're not seeking outside of yourself for information. That's the whole point of everything that I am guided to share with you, is to remind you that you are the source, to remind you of how to listen which is why receiving these transmissions, you come into an open heart so that you can close your eyes and start to see, to open your own prophetic vision, to open your own ability to translate and bring in transcripted word of God. So I love you. If you enjoyed this, please comment below. If you are to receive more information, I will hopefully be spending more time writing the key points. They're more digestible, but they are less activation, right? So it depends how you want to receive. Do you want to receive from your cognitive mind? Or do you want to start to feel and be guided? The whole point of this is here. But we're all at different points of our journey, and that is absolutely fine. Please tag those that you may feel would receive this, that it feels in resonance. I will put a donation link if you would like to support my journey and my message. And I love you, love you, love you, love you deeply. All right. Ahava.